This video demonstration will present the support for querying and transforming JSON documents in Oxygen after various improvements and new features were implemented in version 21.0. Specifically, I will show you how to use XPath expressions to query JSON documents, how to transform JSON documents using XSLT, and how to query and transform JSON documents using XQuery. There are two ways to use XPath to query a JSON document. You can use the XPath toolbar to quickly query JSON documents, and you can also use the dedicated XPath Builder view, where you can compose more complex XPath expressions and execute them over JSON documents. To demonstrate these features, I have a sample file that contains information about XML-related books. Suppose that I want to obtain the titles of all the books listed in my document. To achieve this, I'll type an XPath expression in the XPath toolbar. Notice that the Content Completion Assistant presents the property names and XPath functions that can be inserted in the current context, making it easier to compose the XPath expression. After pressing the Enter key, the matches are presented in the Results panel at the bottom of the editor and also highlighted directly in the document. Clicking a result will take you to its corresponding location in the document. I can use the Copy XPath action from the contextual menu to copy the XPath expression of the current property to the clipboard, and I'll paste it in the XPath toolbar. I want my expression to find a list of authors for all books in my document, so I need to delete the book index in the expression. To automatically generate the XPath expression that corresponds to the property at the cursor location, you can select XPath Update on Cursor Move from the Settings drop-down menu. You can run the expression to find all similar results in the document. To execute more complex XPath expressions, you can use the XPath Builder view. If this view is not already open, the easiest way to open the view is to select Switch to XPath Builder view from the Settings drop-down menu on the XPath toolbar. As an example, suppose that I want to find all books listed under the XML category. I'll type the expression in the editing pane in the Builder view. Then, I'll click the Run button to execute the expression. You can execute XPath expressions over multiple JSON files, both from XPath toolbar and the XPath Builder view. To show this, I'll run an XPath expression over multiple files in my current project. So, in the project view, I select the files, right-click, and choose XPath in Files. This will automatically switch the active view to the XPath Builder and set the scope to the selected project resources. Note that there are other types of scopes you can choose, or you can even define a custom one. I'll slightly modify the XPath expression to get more results, and I'll execute it. If I double-click a result, it will open the particular file that contains the match. Oxygen also includes support for using transformation scenarios to transform JSON documents to various formats. As an example, I'll transform my JSON document that contains the list of books to an HTML file. To do this, I will use a file template that comes bundled with Oxygen called XSLT Stylesheet for JSON. This default XSLT template processes the JSON document and produces the output based on its content. So I'll create an XSLT transformation scenario and I'll specify my JSON file as the value of the input parameter. I'll choose to save the content as an HTML file, and I want it to be opened in my default browser after the transformation is finished. Now I'll apply the transformation. You can see that the output contains a lot of data, and because it is unformatted, it is difficult to read. So I'll adjust the XSL file to format the output better. I'll add a document title, and I want to list the books in a table format. And to keep things simple, I will choose to only list the title and author for every book. I'll transform it again, and it looks much better. Now I'll add even more information, such as images, descriptions, and various other things. I'll transform it again, and now I'm happy with the current form of the HTML output. The last thing I want to show you is how to query and transform JSON documents using XQuery. I already created an XQuery file that parses the JSON document and extracts the XML related books. The output is a JSON document that contains the name and author of the selected books. To apply this XQuery, I need to create an XQuery transformation scenario and specify my source JSON file as the value of the document URI parameter. I'll choose to save the content as a JSON file, and this time I want it to be opened in Oxygen after the transformation finishes, so I'll choose Open in Editor. And this is what the results looks like. A query can also be run from the XPath XQuery Builder view. To do so, I first need to select a suitable XQuery processor, such as the Saxon Professional Edition XQuery engine. Now I'll paste an XQuery construct that will parse my JSON file, extract the XSL related book information, then output it as an XML sequence. I'll execute the XQuery, and the output is displayed in the results panel. And this concludes the demonstration. As always, thanks for watching.